Hey, what is going on guys, and welcome back to another episode of the FIFA 17 career mode. This is episode number 69, and we start today's episode off with a youth school monthly report here, as we've now entered May, so you can see how our players are currently getting on. This youth team goalkeeper, Charles Brown, looks very good indeed, only 15 years old though, and of course the standout who I mention every single time, Sean Baker, still only 15, can't promote him yet, looks absolutely fantastic. And also check this out as well, for the first time in the series, I was offered the manager's job at another club, and Arsenal came to me and said, will you be the long-term successor for Arsene Wenger and take over at the Emirates Stadium? I was like, well, we are 1 point away from winning the title, at least wait until the end of the season before you send me that. But a question for you guys today, when should we look to leave Borough? Let me know in the comment section down below, because I thought it was kind of fitting to ask this question as soon as this first offer came in for me. Manager offers rarely ever get sent to you in career mode, regardless of how well you seem to be doing. I only noticed like one per save at most, and Arsenal gave me the job there. They said, will you take over from Arsene Wenger? Of course I said no. I wasn't going to leave Middlesbrough 1 point away from winning our first piece of silverware in the series, Middlesbrough's first trophy in years, and their first ever Premier League title. Like, we weren't going to leave the club just before we won it. And the funny thing was, this was on the day of the game against against Leicester. Sorry, this was on the same day as our game against Leicester as well, which could have clinched us the title. So of course I was going to say no. But anyway, a question for you guys: when should we look to leave Middlesbrough? Because as you guys know, in my main career modes that I start off at the start of FIFA, I tend to run quite a few seasons, and I usually go to at least 2 or 3 clubs. Last year with Watford and Milan, it was just those 2 clubs. Year before that, we had 3: West Brom, PSG and Arsenal. Before that, we had Millwall, Napoli, Spurs, then Millwall again, and so on and so forth. You know, with my main career modes, I tend to manage, you know, more than 1 club. But I thought, I don't really know what club I'm looking for, to be honest. And with Middlesbrough right now, we've still got quite a lot to do. You know, right now we're on course to win the Premier League title, which should get done in today's episode. We still have a chance of reaching the Champions League final as well. There's still more work to be done, but I know some of you guys do want me to leave the Riverside Stadium and go somewhere else. So let me know in the comment section down below, when should we look to leave Middlesbrough? Let me know in the comments, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see your opinions on when you think we should depart from the Riverside Stadium. But still, for the first game of today's episode here, the first of 3 games in today's episode, this is the one against Leicester City and Claudio Ranieri, which could clinch the title after we beat Southampton by an emphatic 5-0 scoreline in the last game in the last episode. Chelsea unfortunately made sure we couldn't celebrate winning the title come the end of the last episode by winning their game in hand, but destiny is in our hands, and to be honest, coming to this one, all we needed was a point to wrap the Premier League title up. So I was definitely fancying my chances. Did still pick my usual first 11 anyway, with one change, Adama coming in for Bongonda, just because I really did want to make sure we did secure it with our strongest possible side. We started off very well too. Diego's first shot going just off target, but in the 13th minute, a real gift for us as well. Leicester defensively very poor indeed. Surrender possession inside their own half, very close to their goal, and it was in the penalty area where they gave the ball away. In fact, or was it just outside the penalty area? No, it's just outside the penalty area, but Berahino won it back for us, gave it to Icardi with a first time through ball, and Mauro Icardi, who scored a hat-trick in the last game, scored here as well, his 8th goal in the Premier League since coming in January. What a replacement he has been for Gabigol. So 1-0 to the Borough. We were leading in this game going into the half-time break, and in the second half, 20 minutes after the restart, had a good chance to make it 2-0 as well. Salah cutting in from the right, crosses the ball to the centre, Kasper Schmeichel punched the ball clear, Adama nods it down though, and again Leicester give the ball away close to their own penalty area. Berahino finds Icardi, who rolls it off towards Diego, but the Dane makes a very good save and turns Menendez' shot behind for a corner. So still 1-0 to the Borough, but coming close to the final whistle, we were still leading by a goal. It looked like we were going to wrap the Premier League title up with a win, but sadly in stoppage time, Leicester's first shot of the game falls on target, and Danny Drinkwater gives them an equalising goal and prevents us from winning the game and makes it 1-1. It wasn't going to matter, we were still going to win the title. Still disappointed to throw away the win though so late on in the game.
The final whistle confirms that they are the league champions. A wonderful effort, and they've thoroughly deserved. They've been the best team in the league this season. The table doesn't lie.
No, I mean it doesn't. And the league title, it gives you so much satisfaction. You work so hard over the course of 9 months, and then at the end of it all you get the big one, which it is the big one, the league title. And look at the players down there, some are exhausted, some are jumping all over the place. Wonderful stuff.
But of course, in the grand scheme of things, I wasn't going to be too beat up about it, because the 1-1 draw in the end does confirm that Middlesbrough are Premier League champions for the first time in the club's history. It's our first piece of silverware in the series, and I'm delighted with that. And again, it is kind of disappointing to throw away those 2 points late on in the game, and in stoppage time with really basically the final kick of the game. To be honest, we were so deep into added time there, but I'm not too bothered about it. We managed to win the Premier League title, and I thought it was kind of fitting as well that we did it at the King Power Stadium against Leicester, because obviously back in, well, the season before, season 1 of this series, of course, Leicester would have been the current champions of the Premier League, and of course that was in basically one of the most Cinderella stories of all time, really, one of the most incredible underdog stories, if not the most incredible underdog sporting story of all time we got to see last season in real life. And for us to win the title here as well, you know, so many people go on about realism in career mode, so many people go on about how, you know, it's so hard to do realistic saves and whatnot, and as I say many times, I don't play for realism, but to win the title at the ground of the club that did defy the expectations, obviously it would be, what, like 4 years ago, I think it will be, in the game for us, like that kind of, that's just fitting, do you know what I mean? That's just really, really fitting that we do the exact same and we win it at their ground. So delighted with that. The title wrapped up, and again, it was going to happen at some point. It was just a case of when, not if, and it's been like that for a large percentage of the season, really, because we got into such a long lead, you know, right at the start, and no team ever came close to us. So delighted with that. And for our second game, we took on Spurs at Riverside Stadium, but I did decide to field a weakened side against Pochettino's men, because we had a game in midweek in the Champions League semi-final first leg against Villarreal, and of course this game effectively meant nothing now in the grand scheme of things. So I picked a full weakened side, a couple of academy graduates starting out there, Tyler Bailey being one of them. We also used a couple youth players too, like the Silva Barbosa, not youth players, regen/new gens, like the Silva Barbosa and Traore as well. And Tammy Abraham gave us the lead in this game as well, and could have got a second just for the break as well, had Kevin Trapp not made a really good save. So we were still leading at half-time by 1-0, which was a real surprise, because this was a really weak Middlesbrough side. I mean, this is a poor team. Like, this is a really poor Middlesbrough side, yet we were still beating Spurs, who won the title last season by 1-0. So still 1-0, and with 5 minutes to go, we had a good chance to make it 2-0 as well, and we would do just that as Abubakar Traore played it through towards Josh Onoma, who scored against his former club to make it 2-0. So how about that? I picked a really weak side, not caring about the result at all. We won it comfortably by 2-0 in the end. And how about this, by the way, for a ball by Yaya Touré's regen? Unbelievable, effortless free ball to Onoma there, who scores against his former club. But in the game against Leicester, I was targeting the win with our fully strength side. We couldn't do it. In this game, I didn't really care. I played a backup side, and we won it pretty comfortably. So 2-0 the final score. Delighted to get the win anyway, but still a bit surprising, let's just say that, considering the team I picked. But the most important thing was that all my players were rested for the game midweek though, as we will indeed take on Villarreal for the first leg of the Champions League semi-final. So coming into this game then, it is an absolutely massive one. It's one of, if not the biggest one of the series, as we look to get a massive advantage going into the second leg away in Spain. So far in this Champions League competition, we have been absolutely fantastic. We have won the majority of our games getting here, and we're yet to lose a game at all, either in the group stages or the knockout stages. So as we welcome the Spanish side here, I was delighted to draw them in the Champions League draw and avoid Barcelona and Borussia Dortmund in the other tie, and I'm really feeling optimistic about our chances of reaching the Champions League final. We did face them last year en route to the Europa League semi-finals and just about managed to overcome them, but despite that being the case, we know they'll be desperate for revenge as they look to put their place in a Champions League final, as do we, in a really important first leg here at the Riverside Stadium. It is one of the biggest games of the season and the series as well. Can we get a massive win here and a clean sheet too? Let's hope so. Come on, the Borough, let's get a massive result tonight. So here we go then, the long-awaited first leg of the Champions League semi-final, and I almost put the ball out of play for throwing straight away, and I did. That's not the start I want to make coming in to one of the biggest games, if not the biggest game so far in the series. I mean, Jesus. Yeah, I'm quite nervous coming into this game, seriously, because I so badly want to get to that Champions League final. But Villarreal are making a very good start, and giant Luigi Donnarumma has just showed you why he is in such brilliant form this season. What a save by the Italian to prevent Villarreal from taking a very early lead. What a stop! That save by Donnarumma was unbelievable. I can't believe he stopped that one with his forearm as Villarreal are on the offensive early here. Pato skips around Mauricio, goes for goal and fires it off target. It's been a terrible start from me. Villarreal, the philosophy that I have in away games for European ties, let's try and get our away goal as soon as possible. I'm really rocking early, struggling, and this is not a good start. When the draw was made, I was very happy to be drawn against Villarreal. Avoiding Barcelona was the main thing for me, and to avoid Dortmund, the side not to start the Europa League semi-finals last year, was great as well. But Villarreal are here for a reason, and they're showing it early. Pato on the ball for them, trying to get past Mauricio again. Good tackle this time by the Uruguayan, and we should go on the break. It's not been a good start at all, and I'm really looking shaky right now. Icardi through towards Diego though. Can we get our first chance here? Still Diego on the ball, has Saido running through, down the right side, gets into the area, still Saido comes back onto his weaker left foot and goes for goal. Good save by Sergio Asenjo. Pato to his man now through towards play, who could be through here, and Villarreal have got their away goal they wanted 19 minutes in. Is it play or player? I'm not entirely sure, but he is a player for Villarreal and he scored their goal. It's 1-0 to the Spanish side. They celebrate in front of the travelling fans. They've made the brightest start to the game. I'm not going to deny it. It's a really worked goal, and as Cancelo comes across, the number 19 takes it round him and puts the ball past giant Luigi and into the back of the net, just inside that right hand side post, and Villarreal have got their away goal. And I've got to say, when this tie was drawn, I was really optimistic. I was fancying my chances, but what I've forgotten is Villarreal are in the semi-finals of the Champions League for a very good reason. They're a good team, there's no denying that, and they've taken the lead as well. This has been a bad start from me. We've got to sort this out right now. It's Bongonda on the ball. Good step over to beat his man. We need to get back on level terms ASAP. Still the Belgian on the ball, who's looked good in the second half of the season. So is Icardi since coming in January. Plays it back towards Bongonda, and Asenjo makes a great save. And then Icardi volleys the rebound wide. We've got to find an equalising goal ASAP. Come on. It is all Villarreal right now. You know, it is all Villarreal as Castillejo storms down left-hand side. The ball into the middle is not the best though, and Hoover cleans up for us as he always does. And we shall pass out from the back. He's our captain in this game, 19 years old, and he's got to try and lead this comeback. And that's a great ball by the other academy graduate starting tonight. Diego Menendez through towards Ward-Prowse here. On the ball, looks for Saido inside the area, gets a shot away, and again, Sergio Asenjo denies him. I had more time there than I realised. Adrenaline got the better of me, and it was a good stop by the goalkeeper. Still 1-0, and then the header from Dos Santos goes over his own crossbar. Come on. Well, Villarreal have won a couple of corners in quick succession here. Dos Santos takes this one, and Bongonda will control it. It was a poor delivery, and now a chance on the breakthrough as he finds Saido through towards Icardi. What a chance as we run the counter here. Icardi finds Bongonda, who is through one-on-one to possibly make it 1-1. He's through. The Belgian fires it into the back of the net. Get in, and Theo Bongonda scores a crucial equalising goal just over 3 minutes before half-time. You know, corners in this game are bizarre, but I swear, you've got just as much chance of conceding one as scoring one from the opposite end, if that makes sense. When you take a corner, you don't know whether the other team will run a counter and punish you or you'll score. It's so easy to counter corners in this game, and we've done just that. A nice little break anyway, and Theo Bongonda, who's looked very good since coming in the second half of the season, has made it 1-1. A massive, massive game-tying goal there. Is Castillejo for Villarreal. Can they restore their lead already? Shot comes in. Oh, blocked by Donnarumma after the deflection. Big stop by the goalkeeper there. That took a deflection off Cancelo, I think it might have been. And we managed to escape. Had that goal gone in, oh my goodness. But now instead it's a chance on the break here once again. And again it's Bongonda who's inside the area. And still Theo Bongonda. And he goes for goal in the Asenjo. I thought might have got a touch on it. Didn't. As Bongonda fires it just wide. What a half. Well, no chances in the second half yet, 66 minutes in. all the chances came in the first half, really, but this game is still balanced on the knife edge and could go either way. Here's Mario Gaspar on the ball for Villarreal, though. Slides it inside, and I went to ground stupidly, and Charities is denied by Donnarumma. I went to ground with the Shilio anticipating the first time shot. In the end, Gianluigi did well to stay on his feet, unlike me, and make the save. And from the corner, Pato heads off target. If they score a second away goal, then I'm going to be feeling extremely pessimistic about our chances of reaching the final. Come on, we've got to be tight defensively for the remaining 20 minutes. Trigueros tackled by the Hoover, well done. And now Diego slides it through towards Icardi. And a great chance here. He has Saido running through. I got a man running through in Salah. Down the right hand side with Ronaldo. Chok gets onto his preferred left foot. Great save by Asenjo. And Victor Ruiz clears. Now we're seeing chances in this second half. Will one of these sides score a massive winning goal late on? This is balanced on the knife edge. It could go either way. Oh my word. So there it is then, final score at the Riverside Stadium. Middlesbrough 1, Villarreal 1, and I'm glad we came from behind to get ourselves a goal in this tie, but Villarreal will still have the upper hand going into the second leg, as we'll need to score at least one away goal. That was extremely tough, a lot harder than I anticipated, and that's not a good result. Overconfidence and underestimating the opponent is what could prove to be our downfall in this competition. We got drawn against Villarreal. I was fancying my chance coming into the tie, but in the first leg, they showed us what they're about. 13 shots, 7 on target, 54% possession. They were the stronger side, and to be honest, I would probably say deserve to win this game. And I'll give man the match their goal scorer as well, who was a handful throughout and scored their very crucial away goal. And I gotta say, I'm really feeling pessimistic now going into this second leg. We have to score at least once, which we can do, but it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be very, very tough. And that will end today's episode of the FIFA 17 career mode as well, guys. So a massive thank you for watching. I really hope you have enjoyed it. Middlesbrough have wrapped up their first ever Premier League title, and I'm delighted to have won our first piece of silverware in this series. But with the season not over yet, we still need to do one more task, and that's get to the Champions League final. And after our 1-1 draw in the first leg of the semi-final v Villarreal, the tie hangs in the balance, and we'll need to perform in the second leg, which you'll see in the next episode. So don't miss that one. It's going to be crucial. Will we make it to the Champions League final or not? Watch that episode and find out. It'll be coming out tomorrow. So much love to you all. Have a fantastic evening, and I'll see you for the next episode of the FIFA 17 career mode very soon.